Hello students and welcome back to our class. Today is the third class for the chapter enemy. It's a very long chapter, so don't be afraid, don't be scared that are we going on a slower pace? No, we are going just fine. We need not to worry, we need not to rush, but what we need to do is be very thorough and be very aware. Since this time we are expecting some MCQs also, some extract based questions also, so we have to be very thorough with word to word, sentence to sentence. So now, without wasting any more time, let's begin with our class. The enemy. Let's begin with third part of The Enemy. And before beginning with our chapter, I would like to give you a quick recap. In our previous sessions, we have already learned that Dr. Sadao and his wife found a man who was a prisoner of war. He was an American and he was thoroughly injured by a gun shot, as well as all the wounds he got in sea, okay, along the rocky side of the sea. Now they faced a struggle whether they should leave that American there, or should they surrender him to the Japanese forces, or should they shelter him. They knew if they'll surrender right now that injured man to the Japanese forces, he'll definitely die, and if they'll shelter him, then they'll be endangering themselves, their own reputation and their children. But they even didn't have the courage to leave that injured, wounded man there. So they finally decided to shelter him, and they decided to inform their servants and asked Yumi to clean the white man. Now let's begin. But the children, while she was, we are starting from the point when she called for Yumi, their servant. But the children heard her voice and she had to go in for a moment and smile at them and play with the baby boy who nearly 3 months old. Over baby's soft black hair, she motioned with her mouth, Yumi, come with me. I will put the baby to bed, Yumi replied. He is ready. She went with Yumi into the bedroom next to the nursery and stood with the boy in her arms while Yumi spread the sleeping quilts on the floor and laid the baby between them. Now, when she called for Yumi, even her children, she have 2 children, ठीक है, even they heard her voice and she have to move into the room. उसने अंदर गई, अपने बच्चों के साथ थोड़ा time spend किया, उनसे बात की, and then she asked Yumi, she motioned Yumi to come with her, and Yumi said, okay, let's put that 3-month-old baby, the younger son of Hannah and Dr. Sadao, to bed, since he was already ready for the sleep. And in this last line of this last para, let me mark it. Yumi spread the sleeping quilts on the floor and led the baby boy between them. It signifies that they were practicing Japanese tradition. Okay. Then Hannah led the way quickly and softly to the kitchen. The 2 servants were frightened at what their master had just told them. The old gardener, who was also a house servant, pulled few hairs on his upper lip. The master ought not to heal the wound of this white man, he said bluntly to Hannah. The white man ought to die. First he was shot, then the sea caught him and wounded him with her rocks. If the master healed what the gun did and what the sea did, they will take revenge on us. I will tell what you say, Hannah replied courteously. But she herself was also frightened, although she was not superstitious as the old man was. Could it ever be well to help any enemy? Nevertheless, she told Yumi to fetch the hot water, bring it to the room where the white man was. Now, Hannah led the way after they put the young baby boy to sleep. Hannah led the way towards the kitchen. वहाँ पे already उनके other servants हैं, 2 और servants हैं जिन्हें Dr. Sadao ने बता दिया about the condition of the white man who is in their house. And now the conversation is between the old gardener, one of the servant, and Hannah. The gardener says that the master ought not to heal. मतलब master को उसे नहीं बचाना चाहिए. He is destined to die. उसे gunshot लगा है. उसे mother nature ने, sea ने injure किया है, ठीक है. And if we'll save that guy, then we'll have to pay for it. The destiny will take revenge from us, ठीक है. And very politely Hannah said ki okay, I'll convey the message, I'll tell Dr. Sadao about your opinion. And although she is not superstitious, she do not believe in destiny and all the chances that Mother Nature or sea will take revenge from them. She strongly believes that helping our enemy is not a wise decision. But still she asked Yumi to fetch hot water and come with her. She went ahead and slid back the partition. Sadao was not yet there. Yumi, following, put down her wooden bucket. Then she went over to the white man. When she saw him, her thick lips folded themselves into stubbornness. I have never washed a white man, she said, and I will not wash so dirty one now. Hannah cried at her severely. You will do what your master command you. There was so furious a look of resistance upon Yumi's round dull face that Hannah felt unreasonably afraid. After all, if the servants should report something that was not as it happened. Very well, she said, and with dignity. You understand, we only want to bring him to senses so that we can turn him over as a prisoner. Now they reached back to that room where they have kept the white man, the injured white man, and Yumi goes near that white man and she says कि okay, मैंने कभी किसी white man को wash नहीं किया, touch नहीं किया, and I am not going to touch a dirty one like him. इतना ज़्यादा वो dirty था, with all the sea wet clothes and blood, injury, everything. I'll not touch him. So Hannah shouted that you should do whatever your master command, yani whatever we say you should do that. To this, the expressions of Yumi changed, became very resistant. Ki okay, I'll be rebellious, I'll not do that. And looking at those expressions, Hannah felt unreasonably afraid. ठीक है, उसे इतना ज़्यादा डर लगा हुआ expressions देख के. After all, किस बात का डर था उसे? कि कहीं कोई सर्वेंट जाके उनकी कंप्लेन ना कर दे, उनकी रिपोर्ट ना कर दे और कुछ ऐसा ना बता दे जो यहाँ पे नहीं हो रहा. Very well, she said with dignity. Now mark these words again. These are said by Hannah. Okay. Now since there are bright chances of having extracts this year, since there is so much of elimination in the syllabus, extracts are not going to be easy ones. So be very particular. Be very aware आप किसके बारे में क्या बोल रहे हो, किसका कौन सा dialogue है. So please mark it in your books. This is said by Hannah. Very well, she said with dignity. You understand, we only want to bring him to senses so that we can turn him over as a prisoner. So ये किसने कहा? Hannah ने कहा Yumi से. I will have nothing to do with it, Yumi said. I am a poor person and it is not my business. Then please, Hannah said gently, return to your own work. अब यूमी ने जब हैना ने ये भी कह के कन्विंस करने की कोशिश की कि हमारी इंटेंशन बिल्कुल सही है, इट इज़ टू जस्ट मेक हिम सरेंडर टू द जापानीज फोर्सेस, तब भी यूमी ने कहा कि मेरे को भैया इससे कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. आई एम अ पुअर पर्सन एंड दिस इज़ नन ऑफ माई बिजनेस. व्हाट आर योर इंटेंशंस बिहाइंड दिस इज़ नन ऑफ माई बिजनेस. आई विल नॉट टच हिम. Then please, Hannah said gently, return to your own work. Hannah said this with a very just to handle the situation in a way that, so that Yumi don't get offended and Yumi get back to her work. Now why was she so precautionary? Hannah was so precautionary because she did not wanted to upset any of the servant, so that none of their servant moved to police or report to that incident. At once Yumi left the room, but this left Hannah with the white man alone. She might have been too afraid to stay had not her anger at Yumi's stubbornness now sustained her. Stupid Yumi, she muttered furiously. Is this anything but a man, a wounded, helpless man? Once Yumi left the room, तो Hannah was once again alone with that white injured man. And अगर वो यूमी पे इस वक्त गुस्सा नहीं होती, ठीक है, इस वक्त अगर वो इतनी ज़्यादा एग्रेसिव मूड में नहीं होती, तो वो कभी भी इस वाइट मैन के साथ अकेले रूम में नहीं होती. अभी हमने लास्ट क्लास में भी एक इंस्टेंस पढ़ा था दैट शी फॉलोड एज डॉक्टर सदाव मूव्ड आउट ऑफ द रूम, शी ऑल्सो लेफ्ट द रूम. ठीक है, बट इस वक्त शी इज़ सो मच इन एंगर एंड शी सेड दैट स्टूपिड यूमी, there is nothing to be worried about. ठीक है, this man is a wounded helpless man, so there is nothing to be worried about, there is nothing to fuss about. In the conviction of her own superiority, she bent impulsively and untied the knot rug that kept the white man covered. When she had his breast bare to bared, she dipped the small clean towel that Yumi had brought into the steaming hot water and washed his face carefully. The man's skin, though rough with exposure, was one of the fine texture and must have been very blonde when he was a child. Now she was already angered, and in that spontaneous movement, okay, in that conviction is when you do something suddenly, okay, in the flow of emotions, in that conviction, just to prove that there is nothing to be afraid or scared of this white man, she untied that rug through which they were hiding, they were kind of covering that body, okay, and she started to clean that white man. And while cleaning, she observed that he had very fine skin, and as a child he must have been very blonde. While she was thinking these thoughts, though not really liking the man better now, but that he was no longer a child, she kept on washing him until his upper body was quite clean. But she dared not to turn him over where was Sadao. Now her anger was ebbing and she was anxious again, and she rose. Wiping her hand on the wrong towel, then lest the man be chill, she put the quilt over him. Now as she was cleaning, there was all these thought that as a child how he must have been, how he must have looked as a child, and etc etc. All these thoughts didn't help him. He did not started to like, she did not started to like him, ठीक है, अभी भी उसे वो इतना ही ज़्यादा नापसंद था. She despised his presence in the room, ठीक है, but now now his body was clean, her task of cleaning the body was complete, and as the time went by, her anger was ebbing मतलब it was slowing down, her anger was slowing down, and as the anger slowed, she was now becoming more anxious, like she was anxious earlier about being in a room with a enemy, ठीक है. Now she is looking for Dr. Sadao, and she wipes her hand and covers that white man with a quilt. Sadao, she called softly. He had been about to come in when she called. His hand had been on the door, and now he opened it. She saw that he had brought his surgeon's emergency bag, and he wore his surgeon's coat. You have decided to operate, she cried. Yes, he said shortly. He turned his back to her and unfolded a sterilized towel upon the floor of the tokonoma alcove and put his instrument on it. Fetch towels, he said. Now, as she was growing more and more anxious, she started calling for Sadao softly. She started calling for her husband. And she said she was calling Sadao, and suddenly Sadao came. He was about to already come into the room. जैसे ही Sadao room में आया, she observed that he is wearing his surgeon's coat and he is having his emergency bag, surgeon's emergency bag. And she asked कि you decided to operate on him, तुमने इसको ऑपरेशन करने का decide कर लिया है? And Sadao very shortly, very curtly answered, yes, I have decided, मतलब ठीक है. And he turned his back towards his wife and started unfolding sterilized towels and taking out his instruments with which he'll operate, ठीक है. Tokonoma alcove is a place with or an area reserved for floral decoration and other sort of decorations. रूम में ऐसी जगह जहाँ पे आप floral decoration करते हो, चीज़ें दिखाने वाली रखते हो, ठीक है. Fetch towels, he said. Now he is saying, who is saying? Dr. Sadao is saying to his wife Hannah that fetch towels. She went obediently, but how anxious now, to the linen shelves and took out the towels. There ought also to be old pieces of matting, so that the blood would not ruin the fine floor covering. She went out to the back veranda, where the gardener kept strips of matting with which to protect delicate shrub on cold nights, and took an armful of them. Now she obediently followed the instructions of her husband, Dr. Sadao, and moved towards the linen closet. उन्होंने वहाँ से towels ली, and she also thought about कि blood से सारी matting हमारी room की खराब हो जाएगी. So she went to the back veranda where their gardener kept other mattings and took out some mattings. But when she went into the room, she saw this was useless. The blood had already soaked through the packing in the man's wound and had ruined the mat under him. Oh, the mat, she cried. Yes, it is ruined, Sadao replied, as though he did not care. Help me to turn him, he commanded. Now she was being so thoughtful. She was carrying mat, but as soon as she entered the room, she saw that already that pack of ice beads, जिससे डॉक्टर सदाओ ने बीच पे उसे कवर किया था, उसके वूंड को कवर किया था, वो ऑलरेडी रूइन हो चुका है, उससे ब्लड बाहर आ रहा है, एंड नाउ दैट एंटायर एरिया, दैट मैटिंग इज ऑलरेडी रूइंड, ठीक है. And she cries, she says ki, okay, the mat is already gone, it is ruined. And Dr. Sadao says yes, it is ruined, and he continues with his work and he commands his wife, help me to turn, ठीक है. Now Dr. Sadao is not at all concerned, he do not care about the ruined matting, he is just focused on saving the guy, or we can say on operating that white man or wounds of that white man. She obeyed him without a word, and he began to wash the man's back carefully. Yumi would not wash him, she said. Did you wash him then? Sadao asked, not stopping for a moment his swift, concise movements. Yes, she said. He did not seem to hear her, but she was used to his absorption when he was at work. She wondered for a moment if it mattered to him what was the body upon which he worked so long as it was for the work he did so excellently. You will have to give him give the anesthetic if he needs it, he said. He said, I? She repeated blankly, but never have I. Now, she being a wife, obedient wife, she believed, she followed the orders, the commands Dr. Sadao gave, and helped him to turn the guy turn the guy on his stomach so that they can clean the back. And then she informed her husband कि Yumi would not wash him, कि यूमी ने तो मना कर दिया था इसे साफ करने से. So Dr. Sadao asked while continuing with his work कि you washed him? She said yes, I washed him. And she noticed that Dr. Sadao is already into work, and she was already, after so many years of their relationship, she was already habitual of this absorption. ये attitude जो Dr. Sadao का जब अपने काम में होते हैं तो ये attitude जो हो जाता है कि उन्हें और किसी चीज़ में मतलब नहीं रहता और कुछ कहीं पे ध्यान नहीं रहता. She was already aware and habitual of it, but right now she is wondering that do Dr. Sadao even realizes on whom he is operating, कि this guy is an enemy. उन्हें पता भी है जिसके ऊपर ये ऑपरेशन कर रहे हैं, और ये he being a surgeon, a very well renowned surgeon, he do it so excellently, so well. You will have to give him anesthetic if he needs it. अब डॉक्टर सदाओ आगे क्या बोलते हैं कि तुम्हें इसे एनेस्थीसिया देना पड़ेगा. एनेस्थेटिक्स क्या होते हैं? एनेस्थेटिक्स होते हैं थिंग्स और मेडिसिन विच हेल्प यू बीइंग इनसेंसिटिव टुवर्ड्स पेन, ठीक है, फॉर टेम्परेरी. अब आप सबको पता होगा, मूवीज़ में देखा होगा आपने, खुद ऑपरेशन के टाइम पे पता होगा आपको कि एनेस्थीसिया होता है जिसकी वजह से आपको थोड़े टाइम के लिए अपने पेन के लिए आपको अनकॉन्शियस कर दिया जाता है, इनसेंसिटिव कर दिया जाता है. आई शी रिपीटेड ब्लैंकली बट नेवर हैव आई. अब है ना, अपने हस्बैंड से बोलती है कि मैं कैसे दे सकती हूँ, मैंने कभी नहीं दिया. शी हैव नो एक्सपीरियंस, शी हैव नेवर वॉच्ड एनी ऑपरेशन, शी हैव नो आइडिया हाउ टू गिव एनेस्थीसिया. It is easy enough, he said impatiently. Now he is so much indulged in his work, he is becoming impatient towards all the questions. He says कि it is easy, इसमें कुछ ज़्यादा बड़ी बात नहीं है, दे देना. He was taking out the packing now, and the blood began to flow more quickly. He peered into the wound with the bright surgeon's light fastened on his forehead. The bullet is still there, he said with cool interest. Now I wonder how deep this rock wound is. If it is not too deep, it may be that I can get the bullet, but the bleeding is not superficial. He has lost much blood. अब he is so much indulged in his work with the light surgeons wear on their forehead, ठीक है, wounds में देखने के लिए. He look into his wound, he removes that seaweeds and that packing, and he looks into the wound and he says कि okay, yes, bullet अभी भी है, and he is very cool about it. Being a surgeon, उसका ये काम है, डॉक्टर सदाओ का ये काम है, so he is very cool at it, and he is talking about the wound कि okay fine, bullet is also there, is still there, and if the wounds are not very serious, the rock wounds are not very serious, I can get out the bullet, but he has already lost a lot of blood. At this moment Hannah choked. He looked up and saw her face the color of sulfur. अब इस moment पे Hannah has never witnessed so much of blood and injury, and she has never witnessed a operation, so she is choking, ठीक है. Her face is gone sulfur, मतलब face the color of sulfur, मतलब पेल हो गया, एकदम पीला हो गया, ठीक है. The color of sulfur is yellowish, तो उससे यहाँ पे कंपेयर किया गया है. Don't faint, he said sharply. He did not put down his exploring instruments. If I stop now, the men will surely die. She clapped her hands on her mouth and leaped up and ran out of the room. Outside in the garden, he heard her retching, but he went on with his work. अब इस मोमेंट पे डॉक्टर सदाव ध्यान अपना मतलब वाइफ की तरफ देखते हैं, अपने वूंड्स को छोड़ के, उस मैन की इंजरीज को छोड़ के अपनी वाइफ की तरफ देखते हैं, एंड ही ऑब्जर्व दैट expressions are as if she'll faint. She is completely pale. She is of the color of sulfur. वो एकदम पीली पड़ गई है, जैसे हम हिंदी में भी कहते हैं ना पीला पड़ जाना, वो एकदम पीली पड़ गई है ना. And he says very sharply, very curtly that don't faint. अगर मैं अब रुक गया ना, if I'll stop now, then this guy will definitely die. So after listening this, at this moment she leaves the room. Hannah leaves the room and move out to outside to the garden, and she start vomiting. Retching means vomiting. So this is all for today. In our next session we'll continue with the chapter.